Hello my dear students, welcome back in science classes. I am Jatpreet Kaur, science teacher of DPS Alwani Lamajor. Today students, we will continue chapter number 14, that is water. So let's begin. So student, the new topic of this chapter is the water from oceans. Okay, so in the previous video I have explained you, I have told you that on earth 71% of our earth is covered with the 71% of the water. Okay, and that 71% we have considered as in 100%, and out of that 100%, 97% of the water is we can say is in the sea form and in the ocean form. So here the water from the oceans we are going to study, that is the out of 71%, okay, out of the 71% of the water on earth, okay, means the 97%, okay, 97% I have told you na, that this is the whole part of the means out of the 100%, okay, when we take an area of an earth, okay, and that 100%, out of that 100%, the earth is covered with the water. 71% of the earth is covered with the water, and this the water covered area we are considering as in 100%, we are taking as in 100%, and out of that 100%, 97% of the water is the water from oceans and seas. Water from ocean and seas contain dissolved salts in it and hence is called as the saline water. Okay. So out of the 100% of the water, the 97% is in the form of the oceans and seas. As I have told you, I have explained you that this water, the ocean water and the sea water, are not suitable for us, means for the drinking purpose or for the cooking one. Why? Because in this water, in the ocean and the sea water, the salt is present in the dissolved form. Okay, and that water is very salty and we cannot consume it. Okay, and that is not suitable for us. So that's why this 97% of the water is we are not consuming of it. Okay, only the 3% water, and out of that 3% water, 0.006% of the water is only suitable for us for the consumption. Okay, so now let's move to our next topic. So student, our next topic is water cycle. Okay, so we have understood about the water and the sources of the water and the total availability of the water on the earth, and how much of that water is suitable for us for consuming. So now let's discuss about the water cycle. The process of circulating or the continuous movement of water between water bodies. Okay, so it is a circulating movement of the water between the water bodies like oceans, rivers, ponds, lakes and lakes. So students, these are the water bodies, means at where the water is present. Okay, so that are the oceans, rivers, ponds, lakes and land, and is called the water cycle. So it is a complete process, it is a circulating process, okay, the movement of the water between the water bodies. Okay, and this water cycle is also known as the hydrological cycle. Okay, so please remember this word, that water cycle is also known as hydrological cycle. The word hydro means water, ठीक है, ये water meaning होता है इसका, that's why Here the another name of the water cycle is the hydrological cycle. And to complete this process, some steps are there. That is, first is the evaporation, second is condensation, and the third one is the precipitation. So let's discuss these processes which involve in the water cycle one by one. So student, the first process is the evaporation. What is evaporation? Evaporation is the process of converting liquid, or we can say the water, into the gaseous form or the vapor state. Okay. So when the heat is applied to the liquid or the water, we can say, so what happened, that waters convert into the gaseous form, okay, into the steam form, or we can say into the vapor form, okay, and that vapor goes upright to the sky, and that converts into the water back. And how, that I will explain. Okay, so this is the first process in which the water converts into the gaseous form. Okay, so here for example I am having a pen, okay, and this below this यहाँ पे एक burner से we are just applying the heat, okay, we are heating the water and the water which is present in it, okay, that is when this water gets heat up, so what happen, it will convert into the steam form, or the we can say the gaseous form, or the into the vapor form. Okay, so this is known as the evaporation. This process is known as the evaporation. Okay, now let's move to the next process, that is the condensation. So the next process that involves in the water cycle is the condensation. The process of converting vapor form into its liquid form is called condensation. Okay, that process which converts the vapor. In the evaporation, the water is converting into the vapor, and that when that vapor converts into its liquid form, okay, that process is known as the condensation. So what happened, basically you can try this thing, you can see it at your home also. Take a pot, just boil the water into it, and turn off the gas and cover it with a steel plate or with the lid. After 1 or 2 minutes, when you open that plate or that plate, you can see the droplets on that plate. Okay, so that is the process of the condensation. So now let's move to the next process. So student, the third and the last process that involves in the water cycle is precipitation. So what is precipitation? When more water gets condensed in clouds or into the atmosphere. I told you, when the water gets evaporate and it converts into the gaseous form or into the vapor form, what happens? It goes into the atmosphere and to the sky. Okay, so at that, into the atmosphere or in the clouds, this the water vapors, it gets condensed. Okay, and as a result, what happened in the precipitation? The precipitation can be in the form of snow and rain, and hence when this water gets condensed in the atmosphere or in the clouds, what happened? They results in the snowfall or the rain. Okay, so I hope you understood this process, that is the water cycle or the hydrological cycle. Okay, so now let's move to our next topic. So students, now there are some basic definitions, okay, basic terms which we are going to discuss one by one. So first is the flood. What is flood? Rainfall brings about life, but excess rainfall leads to increase in water level. Okay, when the excess amount of rainfall takes place, so what happens? The level of the water increases in the river, the ocean, the sea. Okay, so what happened that they results in the flood. What is flood? जो बाढ़ आती है ना, that is known as the flood. Okay. Now second term is the drought. What is drought? It is an opposite of the flood, that is inadequate rainfall leads to decrease in ground water level. Okay, in the flood what happens? The water level is increasing here, but what happened in the case of the drought? The water level is decreasing. जब कम amount में rainfall होती है, okay, then what happened? As a result, the level of the water get decreased, and hence the drought takes place. Means जो सूखा पड़ जाता है ना, that is known as the drought, and that is very problematic when this condition arises, drought. Okay, so what happened? The farmers, they face very much problem. Okay, because for the cultivation of the crops and for the other uses, what happened? The water is essential for that. Okay, so when there is not enough amount of the water, so what happened? The farmers face the problems, and as a result, their crops also get damaged. Here, the crops are getting damaged in the both the condition. Okay, the flood also what happened? If the increase of the water level is there, then what happened? फ्लड हो जाता है, बाढ़ आ जाती है, जो खेत होते हैं उसमें क्या होता है, ज़्यादा एक्सेस अमाउंट ऑफ वाटर जाता है, and as a result it also that time that damages the crops. Okay, and that is also very problematic situation for the farmers, and in the case of the drought also. Okay, that time also the enough amount of water is not there, and they cannot give water to the crops, and as a result that time also the crops get damaged. Okay, so the both condition, it is very problematic for the human life. Okay, so now there are some more topics, let's discuss it. So the next term is the infiltration. What is infiltration? The process of water seeping into the soil after falling onto the surface. So what happened when the rainfall takes place, the water when it falls on to the surface, okay, after the surface the water goes inside the ground, okay, into the under the ground, okay, not inside, we can say the under the ground. Okay, then that process is known as the infiltration. जब बारिश होती है, जब पानी सरफेस पे गिरता है, एंड देन वो जो पानी है आपके ग्राउंड के नीचे जाता है. Okay, that process is known as the infiltration. Now the next one is the aquifers. Okay, what are these? It is the underground layer of the permeable rock. Okay, there are some levels are there of the ground, and that is this is the one of that layer. Okay, and in this layer there are the rocks are present there, and that rocks are the permeable. Okay, permeable rock means with through which we can say जिसके अंदर क्या है, पानी चले जाता है. Okay, how? Because उन rocks में क्या होता है, there are small pores are there. Okay, जिसकी वजह से क्या है, उसके अंदर क्या जाता है, पानी चला जाता है. Okay, that is known as a permeable. Okay, rocks which contain water that has seeped in from surface. और जो पानी उस रॉक के अंदर क्या है, वो कहाँ से आया है, that is from the जो वाटर ग्राउंड के अंदर सीप होके आया. ठीक है, that is वो जो वाटर है वो आपकी क्या है, रॉक्स में भी गया है. Why? because there are some small pores are there which is not easily we can say which we cannot see from the naked eyes. Okay, and from this pores the water goes into the rock. Okay, so this is known as the aquifers. So now let's move to our next topic. So the next topic is the water management. Means how we can the manage the use of water. How we can manage it so that we cannot waste it. Okay, we cannot waste the water. So water management is the effective utilization of water or managing the water resources carefully. Okay, so it is an effective utilization, we can say, to how to manage, how to manage the use of the water so that we can utilize it properly and we cannot waste it. Okay, so there are some process, or we can say there are some steps we can take. For example, the drip irrigation for the irrigation of the crops. ठीक है, जो खेतों में हम पानी देते हैं, what the farmers do or the others do, they use the thick pipes. ठीक है, so that the water can pass in the force, and each and every the plant they get the water, enough water. But instead of that, what we can use? We can use the narrow pipes, okay, from which the water goes drop wise drop. Okay, so that is a very effective process, and it is a very important step of the water management. Now the second one is the rainwater harvesting. Rainwater harvesting means the collection of the rainwater. जब बारिश होती है तो how we can collect that water so that we can bring it into the utilization, effective utilization for the other purposes. Okay, so student, this is the last topic of your chapter, that is chapter number 14, water. Okay, I hope you understood each and every topic, and if you are having any query, you can write your questions in the comment box below. Okay, so till then, please keep learning, stay safe and stay healthy.